at the same time, she has to take responsibility and accountability herself for her lack of being unwilling to be aware and acknowledge exactly what is happening her happening there. She has to take responsibility and accountability for not ending it, for continuing to gaslight herself while letting herself be gaslit, right?
Mhm.
Do you not see this thing across the board, or are you still hoping that this man is going to provide peace for you and security for you in your future? That you're
Mhm.
not willing to give that up. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I believe the girl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe her too.
Anonymous says, y'all can't blame this on a man when you're choosing the man you deal with. I like this comment, Anonymous,
Yeah.
because, growing up, I was very much, just because of the way I grew up, a lot of, I used to attract, and I said this yesterday on the show, avoidant men, because I was chasing my parents and, like almost like chasing, I felt like you had to chase love in order to be loved. And so
Yeah.
sometimes it is that you got to go through a process as a woman to be like, okay, why am I attracting this kind of man? Like
Mhm.
once I was able to go to therapy and kind of live in that thing for years, I mean, now I just go from, I know I still go to therapy but for maintenance, but we dug so deep into here, and I was like, oh, this is why I'm attracting this kind of person. And I worked on
Mhm.
not attracting that kind of man, the man that'll be like, I want to be with you, but I really don't want to be with you. I just, I mean, we can kick it for a little bit, but I mean, I don't really
Mhm.
want a relationship right now. All of that. And sometimes women get in those situations. I remember I did, and just hoping, just trying to prove that I could, be the woman that he was looking for or whatever. So I think
Mhm.
that there is a part of us that needs healing. Yolanda, what
Mhm.
did you do to kind of heal that part of yourself? Maybe if you were attracting, first of all, have you always, what kind of men have you attracted? And how did you kind of like mature through that? You want us to come back to you?
Ooh, I know, right? Oh man. Okay. Hear me out, y'all. All right. I did attract in my life some good dudes. I'm not gonna
Mhm,
front. I really
mhm,
did. Right. So why it ended for one reason or another, it ended. Okay. But for the most part, and I'm talking about my long-term relationships, they were with some really good dudes. I did attract dudes that were a little bit too clingy, I would say. And I would say what it did was it kind of stopped me from being my true whole self. Because what
mhm,
I would do, they were so clingy on me that I would stop, my goals and aspirations in life just to tend to them. And
mhm.
that's not good. You're not fulfilled as a woman. You know what I'm saying? When it happens. Um, yeah, I can't say I had really bad relationships.
Mhm.
I really can't, y'all. When I
Yeah.
got older though, in my 40s, I started to attract a bunch of different people. And I think just because of the internet. I really
Yeah.
do. I
Yeah.
really do. The internet really changed the way guys behaved.
Mm.
But other than that, sis, yeah. And don't get me wrong, T. I went to therapy too, sis. I was in therapy all the way up until last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes you just go just for maintenance, just to
Just
talk.
for men.